You are all puppets dancing on my strings. I am the god of this world, Imu Nerona.
Oh man, that was an intense chapter. If you haven't read it, 1149 is out. And I feel like it's just pushing my whole theory about how Imu Nerona is just a shadow and he's controlling people. In my last video, I had mentioned that Imu Nerona is Joy Boy's shadow. And I have a little bit more theories to combine with how Imu works, especially after this latest chapter. I feel like some of my ideas might be right, but we'll have to wait and see. Remember when Film Red first came out and everybody thought that Top Musica was a reference to Blackbeard? And Top Musica was this giant, monstrous form that came out from Uta's singing when she sang the Forbidden Spell. And it tried to destroy the world, essentially. Yeah, we were thinking it was a reference to Blackbeard. It had the 3 skulls, the kind of curly looking hair. There was a lot of stuff that made it seem like it was referring to him and not the other bad guy. My thoughts about how Imu Nerona's power works, being that it is just a shadow, is that it confers its strength to people. Similar to how when Luffy absorbed all the shadows and became stronger, only instead of multiple shadows, it is Imu himself giving his shadow to others. The Abyss Gates, or pentagrams, are directly connected to Imu's power. He confers his shadow upon his chosen, and it allows them to warp to wherever one of these portals are. And out of it becomes a shadow monster itself. The will of the person is transferred there through the shadow. No matter how much damage was done to Saturn, he just simply regenerated. That was until Imu pulled his shadow away. And what happened? Saturn died. While Imu was pulling the shadow out of Saturn, he just started to burn away until he was nothing but a skeleton, a husk, because the grace of Imu was pulled out of him. I think that anyone who is graced with Imu's shadow can become possessed by him. Not just simply one or another, but he can do it to all. It just seems like he has chosen a particular person right now because of the situation. Gunko is the current puppet, the marionette on his strings. Whether she is truly possessed by him or merely speaking of his will directly, we're going to have to wait until the next chapter. Of course, I got a feeling the next chapter is not going to actually follow up with this one. We're going to actually follow some of the other characters. We'll have to wait and see. I think we're going to be finding out soon why Imu had a power that looked the same as Gunko. And I think it's going to be that anyone that he confers his shadow onto, he can use their powers. On top of giving them new powers, he can also copy as a shadow version of any of their abilities. The greater the light, the larger the shadow. And with Joy Boy's light from 800 years ago, a massive shadow has taken over the entire world. But do you know how you can get rid of a shadow? With darkness.
Zee ha ha ha!